Hey guys, it's Seth Keeping It Real. This video is specifically for you if you are selling in an Amazon marketplace other than Amazon.com. So your Amazon store is located in Germany or the UK, or perhaps it's in Canada or it's in Mexico, for example. So I'm going to show you what to do to find huge potential products in stores other than Amazon.com. Now let me start by saying you have a huge advantage. Your advantage is that you are in a smaller marketplace that is growing. America is very saturated. North America, specifically the US, is very saturated with Amazon. There's still huge opportunity there. But if you're selling in Mexico or Canada or the UK, your opportunity there is absolutely phenomenal. You could do literally 20, 30, 40,000 a month in no time at all if you do it right. And I'll do everything I can to show you how to do that and what pitfalls to avoid and what things to focus on. AmazeOwl does not have a tool yet for these other stores, and they're working hard and fast on that. But AmazeOwl, what I love about them is they're going so deep on one, and then they're going to transfer that over to other stores. But it requires different kinds of tools. It's not like they can just copy the code and translate it directly to a different market. There are different codes and different algorithms that influence how they have to build that, so they really have to build it from scratch, ground up. However, don't worry, I didn't use AmazeOwl until long after I was doing well over 20,000 a month on Amazon. So you don't need AmazeOwl to do it well, it just makes it faster. But I'm going to show you the fastest way to find huge potential products. Now, there are 7 tests you need to run your products through. And once they meet these 7 tests, you know that you're good. So, number 1 is you need to make sure that you are on the store that shows you the best-selling products. Now, Mexico currently does not have this. They're supposed to have it soon. So if you're in the Mexico store, what I would do is just look at and make sure the BSR rating, the bestseller ranking, is really high. What is high? Anything under 5,000 is super high, under 3,000 even higher. So as a general rule of thumb, use the word 5,000, use the number 3,000 if there are fewer products, and you know you're good. For the other stores, I'll provide links for each one that takes you directly to the bestseller items. You can also Google it. If you just Google top selling items Amazon.de or top selling items in Amazon.co.uk. So the number 1 test, once you're in that top seller list, is you need to make sure the product has under 500 reviews. This is very important because if it has too many reviews, it's too hard to compete with. If it has under 500, you have a great chance of carving out a place for you in that marketplace. And it's very easy to look at the reviews. If I go to the screen, you can see right here, this has 154. I'm in the UK store. This has 84. This has 111. So already these qualify for that if I was in the bestseller list. The next thing you want to do is make sure the price is between 15 and 85 pounds. Now you can translate that, or $15, $85. You can translate that to pounds. You can translate it to Canadian money, which is going to be a little higher, to pesos if you're in Mexico, and so forth. So just if you use as a general standard, use a currency translator. You can get it on your Mac. You can easily Google it. You know, what is 15 to 85 pounds or dollars, which are pretty close. If I translate that into my economy, what is that number? Now, why? Now, I'm going to speak in dollars just for the sake of simplicity and because English is my first language. If it's lower than 15, you won't make much of a profit. Not just because it's low, but because at some point when you get down to $6, $5, your Amazon fees for selling it through their warehouse will always be at least around $5, no matter what. So once you get lower than 15, your profit margin just really go down. Percentage-wise, it goes down. Second, you want it to be under $85, because if it's higher than that, then it's less of an impulse buy. People are more critical and hesitant to buy something that's of greater value and cost. So if you're in a lower range, people more impulsively buy, and they're more likely to buy a whole lot of that. So keep it in the $15 to $85 or pounds range. So you got the product has under 500 reviews. It's between the prices of 15 and 85. Number 3, it needs to be a simple product. Let me give you an example of a simple product. Look at this. This is a Yankee Candle jar, air freshener. Simple product, hard to break. If I go to car electronics, however, I'm probably going to find a whole different ball game. Watch this. I'll go over here. And it doesn't mean you can't sell car electronics. But now, okay, this right here is not a simple product. Chances of this breaking are much higher. It doesn't mean you can't sell something mechanical. Don't take it that way. Just when you look at it, ask yourself the question, what are the chances this is going to break and the customer is going to want to send it back? When you minimize that, you maximize your time, which is your greatest asset. Money is not your greatest asset. Time is. If you have time and use it well, you make lots and lots of money. So make sure you do this right. You don't want something that's super breakable and mechanical. I sold a toy for a while, and it was very mechanical, and we got so many returns on that thing, and it was a decent toy, but kids break stuff, and they drool on it, and they do weird things to stuff, and then the parents get upset, and it just creates a whole lot of work for you. So try to keep it simple as much as possible. Number 4, it needs to fit in a shoebox. This is an old adage, Amazon wisdom. If it can fit in a shoebox, chances are you're doing pretty good. Why? Because when it reaches a certain size and you send it into Amazon's warehouse, they charge you more fees for having a larger item. So size has a huge impact on those monthly fees, as well as the shipping fees when Amazon ships it out for you, as well as the cost for having it shipped from the supplier to you. And if you are shipping from China and you are in this hemisphere, you are in Canada or the United States or Mexico, then you know that the cost for shipping it here is much greater than if you are in Germany or UK. So keep in mind, shoebox is a great standard to go by. Number 5, it is under 16 ounces, same as 453 grams. I know that most countries use grams, so I'll use that. 453 grams or less. Why? Because once you get above a pound, not a pound as in English money, but a pound as in weight, 16 ounces, it's going to get a lot more expensive, not only to ship it from the supplier to you, but every time Amazon ships it to the customer, you don't pay shipping, but you pay a shipping weight charge. And weight has a huge impact, and that will cut into your profits. Now, even though it might be 20 cents or 80 cents difference, when you're selling 30,000 products, that's a lot of money. You see what I mean? So think now, be smart, start right, and you'll make a lot more money in the future than your competitors who aren't being careful. So we got the product has to have under 500 reviews. It needs to be between the prices of $15 and $85. It needs to be simple, no moving parts. It needs to fit in a shoebox, quite small. It needs to be under 453 grams, quite light. Number 6, it needs to be a generic product. Now, what do I mean by generic? I mean it's not Nike or a Whirlpool refrigerator or a Milwaukee tool. Some of these brands are universal. Just for example, if I went online and I'm looking for a Nike shoe, I'm going to be blind to every other brand. If I go to buy a computer, I'm only buying Apple because I trust them. There are other computer companies out there, but they haven't built up the reputation and trust to make me really want to buy them. You know, not too long ago, a new phone came out. It's called the Robin phone. And I almost bought it. It's a brand new phone. I was really interested in switching. I didn't want to go with Google's phone. I didn't want to go with Microsoft's or Apple's. I was considering a fourth party phone and ended up not doing it. Why? Because they don't have the same reputation. I want to wait and see them prove themselves, you see? So think like that. Think like your shopper. If someone is really committed to a brand, you need to be careful. I'll give you another example. When it comes to makeup products, certain things women are very committed to. Women aren't very committed to a hairspray type, but they are very committed to a makeup brand, you see? So make sure it's a product that people don't have a huge allegiance to a brand in that category. And that's why I'm using candles as an example. Candles do not have a huge commitment. So yeah, Yankee Candle is actually pretty well known, and it's kind of cool to see it here in the UK store. They're all over here in the US. However, Yankee has not dominated the candle space. A lot of people don't go to, Target or Walmart and they're like, man, I need a Yankee candle. They just want a candle and they smell it. And if it smells good, they get it. See? So try to get those kinds of products that people aren't so loyal to. Another example, instruments. Some instrument brands, huge loyalty. Okay, but if it comes to something like drumsticks or a metronome, not such a big loyalty. So a lot of times, if there's a very well-known brand like an Apple computer, you can do really well selling accessories that are compatible with an Apple computer. And you can even put Apple in the title by saying compatible with Apple, which will boost your search ranking. See? So you can kind of piggyback off of huge brands. You're not going to sell their brand, but you're going to sell an accessory that goes with the brand. Just like you might sell a metronome that will go with the drum set. Even though there's no way you're going to try to sell the drum set, you are going to sell the metronome. See, that's where you find money. The riches are in the niches. One more test. Test number 7. No more than 5 pages of competitors. No more than 5 pages of competitors. Let me give you an example. And first, let me explain why. And I think you already know. If there's too many competitors, it's too difficult to succeed in this space. You don't want a ton of competitors. But let me show you guys exactly what I mean by this. So if I'm looking at Yankee Candles, for example, And notice I just, up here, I searched Yankee Candle car air freshener. So I'm looking for Yankee Candle style car air fresheners. Let's say I want to sell one myself. So just by searching that, I'm going to see how many pages where it keeps showing up. Okay, already, look at that. There's nothing about, okay, these are sponsored. Sorry, bad example. Okay, Yankee Candle car jar pack, Yankee Candle turquoise. Okay, so the first page definitely has competitors. I'm going to jump to page 3. Star Wars official car air freshener. Well, that's not Yankee. That's nothing to do with Yankee. In fact, I don't think Yoda is a Yankee. Look at this. Yankee Candle black coconut car vent. So these are Yankee. But look at this one. Love heart eyes, text emoji. That's nothing to do with Yankee. So already on page 3, Yankee is no longer consistently showing up. When by page 3 or page 4 you start seeing other products that are not related to your search, you know the competition is not too fierce. Now, on the other hand, if you search for this item and there's only 3 competitors that show up, you really, really, really need to make sure that that actually is a high-ranking product. And the way to do that is I pay monthly fees. I subscribe to numerous tools, Keyword Selector being one of them. And I will do research for you. So if you find a product you're really interested in, I will go and look and I can send a report back to you. And it'll show you keywords, how fast they're ranking, how many searches are being done a month for that item. So you can quickly evaluate, is this something that's going to be worth my time or is it not? Okay, so remember those 7 tests. And one more time, under 500 reviews, between $15 and $85, translate it to your currency. Simple product, fits in a shoebox, under 453 grams. Generic product, don't you go with the big name brand. And last but not least, no more than 5 pages of competitors if you search for your product in the search bar at amazon.de or .com.mx, etc. Once you've done that, I want you to come up with a list of 20 products you would love to sell. Now remember, you want to pick a category you're already strong in, you're already familiar with. The stronger you are in that category, the more you know, the faster you're going to understand and the quicker you're going to ramp up when you're competing with other competitors and when you're talking to suppliers. They're going to ask you a question and you will easily answer that question. All right, this is Seth, keeping it real. Look forward to working with you. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.